Hey guys, SecondCity here, welcome back. Today we got another indie horror game from itch.io/horror, link in the description below. It is not just strange, but stranger. Visual novel or something, I guess. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Also, there was warning at the beginning, violence and murder, but if you're on this channel, it's like, if we do horror games, there's gore and anyway. There was a stranger at the door. I was up in my room, scrolling through my feed when the doorbell rang. Wasn't expecting anyone. My parents were out for their anniversary. My friends always texted before dropping by. It was late. Too late for anyone to be visiting. Who could it be? Probably a mistake, or my mind went somewhere dark. No. This was a safe neighborhood. I was only being paranoid. The doorbell rang again. Normally I'd just, well, depending on the light situation, I'd just pretend I'm not home, being like, no. But, yeah, frig off. Ooh, barely under that minute mark with the... Except I don't know if the cursing thing, if the swear words translates to gesture to... Anyway, we'll be polite. I put my phone on my pocket and got up to answer the door. I looked through the non-existent peephole. Oh, I'm circling around where the peephole should be, but I forgot. For my recording software, I got rid of the mouse or the cursor, because it's lame. Ooh. He looks like a handsome, regular man. There was a guy outside with raven black. Oh, I love that description. Raven black. Awesome. There was a guy outside with raven black hair and pale skin. Oh, it's Edwin from Dusk, the vampire movie thing. Go back to my room and pray he didn't notice me. Who is it? The guy turned his head and stared at the people. He smiled. Hi, my name is Alden. My family and I just moved here. My card broke down and now my phone is dead. Could I borrow yours to call him? I promise it won't take long. Don't ask. I want to be nice and cordial, but it's gonna kill me. Just a moment. I opened the door and handed him the phone. Thank you. He dialed a number and smiled at me while he waited. Someone picked up on the other end. Hey, sister. Glad you picked up. It's dead. I know you told me to charge it. You don't have to rub it in my face. I know. My car broke down. Yeah, so can you pick me up? We can call a tow truck in the morning. Why not just call it now? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, just call it now. The address? Hold on. Can you tell me the address here? 425 Oak Street. Thanks. 425 Oak Street. Yeah, inside the gates. I know, I got lost. I think so. Don't worry, everything will be alright. Just come pick me up. Okay, I'll be waiting. He handed me back the phone. Thank you. You're welcome. And actually, this is an interesting point of contention because people of a certain age hate no problem, because when you say no problem, it forces the person's statement to imply that they imposed upon you, that they were causing a problem for you, and it's kind of rude. I mean, depending on the situation. This situation actually would probably be okay because he is imposing a huge imposition, well, an imposition upon me, but like in a restaurant or something, it's like, you know, waiter goes, oh yeah, no problem. It's like, yeah, of course it's no problem. It's your effing job. But it's become so colloquial that it's actually pretty much just accept it as you're welcome. That's a different connotation now. Would it be too much if I asked to wait inside? I got a jacket. It's not that chilly and not windy or rainy, so, you know. Not like I'm gonna go wait in my car. Now that was crossing a line. I opened the door against my paranoia to help him. Why didn't give me an option? He was... he was helped. End of conversation. What? He was... I opened the door to help him. He was helped. And then I closed the door. And he was outside. Oh, I get it now. I get it. I get it. I get it. I opened the door, handed him the phone. He was helped. End of conversation. I was not letting a stranger in. I gets it. I gets it. Extra context. Please, it's cold and my sister will probably take a bit to get here. I wanted to tell him no and close the door. I wanted to. There was something in the way he was looking at me that made me think that it was okay. The more I looked into his eyes, the more convinced I became that letting him in to wait inside was the right thing to do. It was dark and cold. She would take a while. He Jedi mind tricked me! It's dark and cold. She may take a while. And he seemed nice. For like the whole 30 seconds I've known him. He had been polite the whole time. Surely there was no problem in inviting him in. We're gonna do this a couple of times. I know that. We'll be polite. We'll be civil and polite for this one. I'm gonna get murdered, dude. No good deed goes unpunished. And so I let him in. He smiled at me as we made our way into the living room. There was something alluring about him. Couldn't stop staring. It would actually, you know what would really be helpful in this situation? Is this from my perspective, the player, and me being a guy? Or is this character actually have an assigned gender? Because if it was an assigned gender of a female, I'd be playing this so differently. Whatever. It was like everything else had vanished until there was just us. There was some conversation going on between us, but I couldn't really focus on it. I answered everything he asked as if I were in a trance. Then he leaned in, and I let him. I wanted him. But he didn't reach for my lips. Instead, he made his way to my neck. I felt a small pain, almost like a sting. Something else. A lightness. A numbness. It was inebriating. Is he vampire? Did I call it? Nah, he's just a creepy murderer that stabbed me with a syringe or something. It was almost disappointing when he pulled away. His red lips were the last thing I saw. He was a vampire. Called it. There was a stranger at the door. I was up in my room, doorbell rang. I wasn't expecting anyone. Parents were out, friends texts. It was late, too late. Who could it be? Probably a mistake or a murderer. And yes, I did call it early on. He's a vampire. But this thing was supposed to show violence and murder, not just like being a creep. Pretend I'm not home. I pulled the covers over my head. That way, it was for sure not home. See, you can't fake not being home unless you pull the blanket or covers over your face. I pulled the covers over my head. They'd get tired eventually and leave. Unless they broke down the door. No. That was the paranoia talking. Whoever it was, whomever. Who cares? Whoever it was would just leave and find some other house. Right? I waited in silence, trying my best to hear what was happening on my porch. Strangely enough, I heard nothing. No wind, no leaves rustling, no cars passing in the distance. There was no movement anywhere. I almost said whatsoever. I'm creating my own narrative. It was like the entire night was holding its breath, waiting. He's in the house. The doorbell rang again. My heart started racing. They would leave. I just had to stay still and wait. They would leave. The doorbell didn't ring again. I waited in the darkness, unable to tell how much time had passed. I thought about pulling the covers down when I heard it. Tapping against my window. Oh, it looked like I was on the second story. Oh, fuck. A chill crept up my spine. There was something there, and it was looking at me. I could feel it even through the covers. I didn't look. I prayed to every god and deity I'd ever known and waited. Sorry. Time stretched. I had no idea how long I stayed there, unmoving. It could have been minutes, could have been hours. Eventually the tapping stopped, and I felt lighter, like whatever it was had left. I didn't take the covers off until morning. Oh no! Fell asleep a little after the sun came up and woke up to the sounds of sirens. I wonder if it had anything to do with the stranger ringing my doorbell last night, or the tapping. Soon enough, I learned the reason behind the sirens. My neighbor Betty was dead. Fuck Betty. Her parents found her on the living room with a smile on her face, 2 little marks on her neck. Oh, dude, he's a man whore. I hated myself for feeling thankful that it hadn't been me. Up in my room, wasn't expecting anybody. It was late. It was too late. Who could it be? Doorbell, what am I gonna do? Go check the door. Put my phone in my pocket. Let's go. Look through the pee hole. There was a guy. Go back to my room. Pray he didn't notice me. I stepped away slowly and made my way upstairs, glued to the wall, hoping he could not see my shadow under the door. Got to my room and hid under the covers, pulling them over my head. He'd get tired eventually and leave. Unless he broke down the door. No. That was the paranoia. Is this just going to be the same thing, only instead of they or it, it's just going to be the pronoun game of he? Alright, so it was the same. It's a guy outside. Who is it? Guy turned and said, "Hey, it's me. Go away. Go away, sir. You are a stranger and I am distrustful." Maybe he was telling the truth, but I couldn't risk it. "Sorry, I can't help you. You should try another house. Please. It'll only take a minute. Sorry. Good luck with your car." Wait! I went back to my room. I admit I felt a tad guilty for leaving him like that, but I didn't regret it. Part of me was still scared. Slid under my covers and pulled them above my head. Tried to forget about him, falling asleep. I closed my eyes and calmed my fast-beating heart. I was almost drifting off when I heard it. The tapping against my window. Chill crept up my spine. I didn't look, I prayed. I'm stretched. Check the door. Guy outside. Who is it? Open the door. Here we go. Is this really gonna have a bearing on it? Whatever. No problem. Would it be too much to ask if I waited inside? Now that was crossing a line. He was a stranger and I don't give a F about him. He can blow it out himself. Oh! When I said he Jedi mind tricked me, he did, because vampires can do the hypnosis in certain lores. No. I hesitated. His face changed. I could only catch a glimpse of it, but it was enough to make my stomach turn. Whatever caused the change in the atmosphere was gone as fast as it came. I wonder if I had imagined it. I missed it. I think I was looking at you guys. Whatever. If there was something there, play it back. But a sense of wariness was still in my mind. I'm sorry. I can't let you inside. Good luck. I closed the door and locked it, ran up to my bedroom, hopped under the covers. Huh. Had a warning about images of murder and violence. But it barely had images at all. Strange. Not quite stranger, but strange. Anyway, go ahead, give this video a thumbs up. Do me a favor. Do me a favor, because it's kind of an whatever. But go ahead, give this video a thumbs up. There's gonna be, I don't want to say better because that's mean, but more interactive games. We'll say coming down the pipeline, but to be notified when they come up, you gotta subscribe and ding dong that notification bell. Leave any comments in the comments section below. Mostly leave comments about games you want me to play. Links to indie games, or just, you know, let me know. I look, I listen. So you guys type stuff down there and see what I can do about that. Thanks again for joining me on this strange but not quite stranger adventure. Check you in the next video. Remember, stay inside, spook the love. Bye!